Italian business confidence unexpectedly fell to the lowest since October as the country's fourth recession since 2001 deepened, dampening the outlook for an economic recovery, and Italy's third largest lender, Monte Paschi, is embroiled in a banking scandal. Joining me on the line is Baumohl, Chief Global Economist at the Economic Outlook Group. Hello, Bernard. So Italian business confidence unexpectedly fell to the lowest since October as the country's fourth recession since 2001 deepened. What does this all mean for Italy's economy?
Well, Italy continues to experience some very tough economic times. I mean, they're going through a very painful process. They're now in the fourth recession since 2001. Chances are that GDP contracted again in the fourth quarter, and we not only see business confidence plummeting in Italy, but we've also seen consumer confidence as well fall to the lowest level in about 17 years. I think that's actually since records were first kept, and so it is quite clear that Italy is going to have to go through at least another year or two of very difficult economic times in the efforts to finally get some control over their finances. However, and I think this is important, Italy is part of the Eurozone, and what we're seeing in the Eurozone is some stability now. It's stabilizing, admittedly, at a low level, but there's an old saying that stability may not be everything, but without stability, everything is nothing. So I think Italy will be able to soon benefit from the strengthening what's going on in at least the northern European countries. The Eurozone is getting stronger. Italy's yield on its sovereign debt has begun to fall as well. And so I think that the backdrop is improving for the Eurozone, certainly for Germany, and I think Italy will, benefit in the sense that it's the hardship that it's going through will be less in the next year or two than it would have been had the Eurozone continued to deteriorate. So I think we have to sort of balance our views here with the difficult conditions in Italy, but at the same time, what appears to be a stabilization for the rest of the Eurozone, from which Italy will benefit from.
And the Bank of Italy this month cut its projection for 2013 gross domestic product to a contraction of 1% compared with a previous estimate of 0.2% decline. What are your projections for Italian GDP?
Well, we're in the same ballpark. We look at a contraction this year of about 1.1%. So, I mean, it's just a tenth of a point difference. But we generally concur with the Bank of Italy on this. And for 2014, we believe that the contraction will be much less, of about 0.5%. And that we can expect to see some growth emerge in 2015 for Italy.
Italy's third largest lender, Monte Paschi, has been plunged into crisis over a series of derivatives and structured finance deals that have produced losses of €720 million and raised questions about possible corruption by bank officials. Monte Paschi executives are accused of using the derivatives deals to conceal the impact of past losses on its weakened balance sheet. What do you make of this?
Well, I can't comment too much on a specific company. We deal with the macro global economic situation. But Monte Paschi, as you know, is one of the oldest banks in the world. And I think the crisis that's occurring will ultimately be limited to its bank. That is, I don't see that the problems from Monte Paschi is going to lead to some sort of systemic banking crisis in Italy. I think it's going to be contained.
Italian unemployment currently stands at 11.1%, with fresh unemployment data due for release on Friday. What can we expect?
It'll continue to creep up. The projection we have is 11.2%, 6.3%. So obviously, labor market conditions there are still deteriorating, and that is, part of the difficulty that is occurring with the Italian economy. We're not likely to see really any turnaround in the job market until late next year. But our expectation is that it's still going to get worse before it gets better.
What are the biggest issues facing the Italian economy now?
Well, what we're looking at very carefully now is the upcoming election in Italy, scheduled for about a month from now. And this is important because this will be a referendum on Italy's economic and budgetary policies. And, it could make things easier for the next leader or make it much more difficult for Italy to continue to correct its balance sheets. We just have to take a look and see. As you know, there is a contest between Mario Monti and Bersani and Silvio Berlusconi. My sense is that we ultimately are going to see some kind of a coalition between Mario Monti and Pierluigi Bersani. I don't think people take Berlusconi too seriously. I think he's increasingly being viewed as a buffoon in Italy. But if indeed we do get a coalition with Bersani and Monti, I think that will also help foreign investors feel more confident that Italy is moving in the right direction. That sentiment will not occur if Berlusconi wins the election.
Thanks for joining me, Bernard. That's all for now. Here at Dukascopy TV, we'll be keeping you up to date with the latest financial news throughout the trading week. For now, though, goodbye.